That was a serious blowout. Not too many people can claim that they saw that coming.
And not to discount defense, guys, but it was their effectiveness offensively that allowed them to finish that game out.
Yeah, spoken like a true sharpshooter. The battle at that end of the floor, which they won easily, really told the story.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, Clark.
And now the Lakers starting group. Kobe and men of the wings with Big Pau Gasol at the 4. Howard is out there with Duhan. And for Boston, Baz and KG, the big ticket, patrol the inside. Lee out there with Rajon Rondo. And it's Pierce in at the 3.
Look out, watch out now. Man, oh man, finishing with flavor.
Yeah, he put something extra on that one. You're right.
And the bench going wild, guys. They love it. What an amazing dunk. And, of course, the Lakers shipped off Lamar Odom before last season started. And just got a late first-round pick from Dallas in return. Not exactly what you would expect in terms of a player of Lamar Odom's caliber. You'd think they could have done better with that deal.
The Lakers ended up being fine with how they played, but really, as you said, it seems like they missed out on getting more in return.
Yeah, the whole trade appeared to be sort of a panic move. I mean, they didn't play well early, but ultimately adjusted, and I think that trade definitely hurt them early last season.
Duhan with the ball. Pierce covering. Duhan kicks to Kobe. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Duhan.
And that's the goal every time down. Just find a high percentage shot.
Lakers shooting their first free throw of the night.
Well, the season numbers for this club are really low. I mean, this is something that the team has been focusing on. They've got to improve.
You know, this season versus last, they've seen a decrease in their success at the free throw line.
The free throw drops for Kobe.
You know, guys, every year they take a survey of NBA GMs, and one of the questions last year was, who's the toughest player in the league? Kobe Bryant got the most votes, and it wasn't even close.
Blocking foul. Stolen by World Peace.
That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
The Lakers have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. Going back to Kobe Bryant and his toughness, he plays through injuries that other players, it seems like, Clark succumbed to.
Yeah, broken fingers, and he had a torn ligament in his wrist last season on his shooting hand, no less, and found a way to play through it. He's got a strong will to play.
Courtney Lee is on the wing. Back to Rondo. The pass to Lee. A 3-ball. And play stops as it looks like they call an over the back here.
Well, I love the fact that he's fighting hard on the boards, but, you know, you got to be smart, too. Over the back, that's an easy call there.
Well, that's simply the result of poor position under the glass. But at least you can't fault him for being passive. He was trying to be aggressive there.
And Doris Burke spoke with Mike D'Antoni. Doris?
He singled out KG as a player they would like to contain. He said that it goes beyond what KG can contribute in the stat sheet, explaining when Garnett gets going with his intensity, that just feeds into the rest of the team and it becomes a vicious cycle. Keeping Kevin from igniting his team is something they'd like to avoid here.
Thanks, Doris. So the Celtics called timeout. They're first. And this is the first season matchup for them against the Lakers team.
And they're up against one of the few teams that really took it to them last year. They'll be excited because they got swept in the season series a year ago.
Jeff Green, he's checked in for the Celtics. And the Lakers also making a switch. Antoine Jameson's checked in for Pau Gasol. The drive by Rondo for 3. Pierce gets it to go. Pierce has got 6 points. 2 teams with a lot of pride, manhandling the majority of teams in their conferences.
And you know what, Kevin? It's only 2 games. That's all you've got to turn the tables the next season. You better make the most of that opportunity.
What an incredible quarter he's having. He's unstoppable right now.
Jeff Green on the wing. Covered by World Peace. Green kicks to Pierce. Pass. The Celtics working the ball around now. Shot clock at 6. Pierce. Cool. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter.
Since Boston's resurgence, they've always done a great job against the Western Conference. Having the depth and the talent they do gives you a chance to do that. But last year, it just wasn't the same.
Duhan kicks to Jamison. In low to Howard. It's stolen by Bass.
That was clearly a forced pass. There was no room for him to make it.
Back to Pierce. It's up a 3. And the Celtics hit again from deep. Yeah, Clark, you're right. They really struggled to get any real momentum when they faced off against the Western Conference. And Steve, they ended up with a 7-11 record against them.
Yeah, you know, really a far cry from how they had done up until that point. Losing some of the guys they did made it hard for them to play the type of defense that let them dominate the Western Conference the year before.
And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 4 assists now tonight. .102 left in the first quarter of the game.
Guys, he's going to have to be careful here. You don't want to pick up your 3rd foul in the first quarter. Well, you talk about physically dominant big men. I don't think there's anybody in the league that can even come close to Dwight Howard. He's so fast for a man his size, and the things he does defensively just really separates him from the rest of the centers in this league.
Yeah, and that's why teams, I think, are draping themselves all over him every time he gets the ball inside. He has to deal with a lot of physical contact and fouls. Certainly has learned how to power through and finish when bumped on his way to the hoop.
Now here's Green. He picked up 15 points in their last win against Brooklyn. Rondo drives in, shoots over Kobe. No good from 11 feet.
Not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
It's stolen by Bass. And now they decide to foul intentionally.
I have no idea why he was fouling there.
And even the foul, I mean, you can't be wrapping guys up like that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. That's a meaningless play.
Now, here's Green. Still looking to get on the scoreboard. Back to Pierce. Over world peace. Dwight Howard pulls it in.
Well, I like the defense there. Right up in his grill, didn't give him a chance.
And world peace kicks to Howard to end the play.
Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down that time. Tearing that roof down with that one.
Yeah, and really a dunk contest dunk that time. Wow.
Yeah, unreal. What a dunk.
And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Celtics out in front, leading by a point.
13.
And we'll be back shortly for the start of the second quarter. Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. When you consider how the Celtics are doing, Steve and Clark, your thoughts?
And it's been beautiful basketball to watch, guys. Really sharing and moving the ball. And as a result, they've got a great flow going.
Hand in glove, 5 guys working as one. The power of the fist, we call it. They've racked up a bunch of assists.
So with Gasol on the bench, here's the 5 for Mike D'Antoni right now. Antoine Jamison out there with Howard. Then there's Kobe. Then it's Darius Morris. And it's Ebanks in at the 3, the small forward.
You know, the Lakers have long been the pride of the West for the better part of the century, but every so often they can hit tough stretches, and last year they had a hard time with the East. And you really don't want to give up too many dunks like that. One is too many.
Oh, yeah, no, certainly you're right. You know, that's making it way too easy for sure.
Yeah, major breakdown defensively. They've got to tighten things up here.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Well, guys, I think it's accurate to call the Dwight Howard situation a saga, and it has, at least for the moment, calmed down. A trade to the Los Angeles Lakers has now thrust them squarely into the championship picture. First, the acquisition of star point guard Steve Nash, and now the best center in the league. The tough Western Conference just got tougher. Kevin?
The story of the offseason, no question. Thank you, Doris. Yeah, they just couldn't do what the rest of the Western Conference playoff teams did against the East. And the Lakers, Steve, were 9 up and 9 down, right at 500.
Yeah, kind of surprising, given that the East was the weaker conference for sure. I would have expected a better record from the Lakers. They really got off to a slow start, particularly on the road, and I think that cost them a little bit at the end.
Kobe attacking Jamison. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles. They are coming into this having notched a win against the Knicks in their last game.
And they drew so many fouls in that game, guys. That was one area that really stood out when you watched it.
Yeah, guys, to me, that was just a case of lack of discipline on the other side. I can't say any more than that on it.
Leandro Barbosa, he's checked in for Kevin Garnett. The Lakers also making some changes. Pau Gasol is checked in for Howard. Jody Meeks comes in for Devin Ebanks. And it's Duhan in for Darius Morris. Duhan up top. Outside, Kobe. 5 on the clock. Oh, and the jam by Kobe Bryant.
Really good battle here.
Yeah, real strong battle, guys, and it looks like it may come down to which team has the ball last as far as who wins.
The Celtics making a switch here. Joseph's checked in.
Well, when you watch Doc Rivers communicate with his team, you can see how much respect his players have for him. He's funny, he's smart, he's witty, and he's not afraid to get on his guys either, which I think is important, and they respond to him, no question.
The feed to Meeks. He kicks to Gasol. He feeds it to Duhan. And shot on the way. That's good. Duhan's got his first points of the night. And for Coach Doc Rivers of the Boston Celtics, great charisma. Truly, Steve, a player's coach. He's very intuitive. I think the way he maneuvers around the profession and deals with his players.
And it shows, Kevin, when we have those in-game clips, when the coaches are mic'd up, and sometimes we'll hear comments that Doc is making to his team. It's so great to listen to. He might be my favorite coach to listen to on the sidelines in those circumstances because he communicates so well. He's funny, but he gets his point across. He's tough. Just an amazing coach.
Joseph dishes to Green. Nice ball movement by Boston. Backing him down. The jump hook. The rebound by the Lakers. 1:46 left here in the second. Duhan with the ball. He's picked up by Rondo. Passes it to Jamison. Now the dish to Duhan. Kobe draws the double. There's the double team with Barbosa. Kobe kicks to Gasol. Shot misses. So the Celtics will take it the other way.
Oh, my goodness. What a huge play.
Did you see that?
Oh, we got to see that one again, guys. We've got to see that again.
I need a replay. I'm not sure what I just looked at.
And the Lakers call time here.
Kind of a weird start to the playoffs last year for Boston. Rondo gets suspended early, but the Celtics were able to get past the Hawks as they matched up as the 4 and 5 seeds, and the Celtics actually did not have home court advantage in that series.
True, right. Looking at who's out there now for the Celtics. Kevin Garnett is checked in for Bass. Pierce comes in for Jeff Green. And it's Lee in for Leandro Barbosa. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Gentlemen, for the last 2 seasons, the Boston Celtics have been the worst offensive rebounding team in the league by percentage. They were 3rd worst in 2010. You might think it's by design, that they're more focused on transition defense. But according to Doc Rivers, that's not the case. That's been one of the biggest misunderstandings about our team. We've always told our bigs, if you're under the basket, then we shoot. How about going to get it? Guys, the numbers don't lie.
Outdoors being a jump shooting team, probably less chances, but that's their identity. Clark, you wonder how the Celtics would fare as an older team and shortened season, the compacted window of games, so many games crammed into 1 week. You just weren't sure how much gas they had in the tank come playoff time, Steve, but as it showed, they won a couple series and made their way through.
Yeah, I thought it was really impressive getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, taking Miami to 7 games. They had their chance, too. Up 3-2 in a home game, but LeBron and Miami were just too much.
The Celtics shooting their second and third shots at the line right here.
Those are good numbers for any team. I mean, they can feel extremely good about their free throw shooting percentage this season.
That one is off. And that trip coming up empty, missing both.
Boy, both clubs really battling under the boards.
Yeah, and Steve, the rebounding story really mirrors the game at large. I mean, it's been pretty much tit for tat, neck and neck.
And the first half ends in a close one.
26.
Lakers lead by
29.
It's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
Yeah, the points have really come in bunches for him so far, and not really a surprise because you know exactly what he can do.
Well, he's been in the groove all game long, Steve, and not too many hiccups in regards to his shooting, but we also have come to expect this from him, so we're not surprised by it.
Brandon Bass and Kevin Garnett, the duo inside. Rajon Rondo is out there with Lee. And it's Pierce in at the 3 slot. That's the 5 to begin the second half for Doc Rivers.
One of the strongest players in the NBA, to me, has to be Metta World Peace, also known as the Artest, formerly known as Ron.
You like that, don't you, Clark? Huh?
Yeah, I like that play on words. I do like that play on words. But clearly, Ron, one of the strongest guys to have ever played.
Lakers will blow. Yep, that's going to be a travel. Well, the shooting guard position is where teams look for a lot of their points. And these players, the highest scoring among them, haven't disappointed. Number 1, Kobe Bryant.
And it's his explosiveness that jumps right out at you. He exploits gaps in the defense better than any player in the league. If there's an opening, he'll find it. And the opening doesn't have to be there long, Steve, just a nanosecond. I mean, that's the burst this fella possesses, even a hint of daylight, and he'll be right by you.
And it's Howard finishing it off. And the Lakers lead by 7. And Pierce, here we go. Pass to Garnett. Gets it to go. And for Metta World Peace, some have said the name is a little ironic when you look at that elbow he threw that caught James Harden right in the head late last season in Los Angeles.
Well, throughout his career, we know Metta World Peace, formerly Ron Artest, has been very erratic. Issues off the court well chronicled, and he's made progress. There's no denying that. But with anybody that's had issues, whatever the compulsive behavior is, there are flare-ups and relapses. And that's what we saw with Ron, unfortunately. He's done a lot of good things. He won the NBA Citizenship Award, and deservedly so. So hopefully we won't see any more episodes like that James Harden elbow. That was hard to watch, Kevin.
Shots good by Kobe.
Yeah, he's so focused, so concentrated with his effort, and it takes a great defender to bother him. And even then, when you contest the shot, he still has a knack for making them.
And quite honestly, I think his finishing ability sets him apart as well. I mean, he's more than comfortable attacking the heart of the defense and finishing over it. You know, with the Lakers, it's all about winning titles. Anything else is considered a disappointment. And they were tested early, though.
The 3. Pierce with the rebound. Pierce has got rebound number 5 here tonight. Courtney Lee is on the wing. Lets it go with the 3. Down. The Lakers with the rebound. World Peace has got 4 rebounds in this game. Go back to that matchup for the Lakers against Denver. Kobe's illness He had the stomach flu, Artest out with the suspension, Meta World Peace. You know, had gotten the late regular season suspension with the elbow to the side of the head of James Harden. Steve, they were certainly facing their struggles.
Yeah, and those struggles caught up to them in the next round, Kevin, when they lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder, the younger, more talented team winning in that one. So for the Lakers, moving forward, they've got a lot of talent, but it's aging talent. And sooner or later, they're going to have to get younger on that roster.
Jason Terry, he's checked in for Courtney Lee. Passes shot, good.
Kevin, his scoring has been one of the few positives they can take away from this game so far.
And here's Kobe for three. Kobe can't get that one to fall.
Shooting-wise, he's having a tough quarter. He just seems to have gone cold, can't find the basket.
Well, Rajon Rondo's a top-flight point guard, really excels at every facet of the game except one, his outside shot. That's the only thing that's given him trouble. But he continues to work at it every year, and he's gotten to the point where you at least have to guard him out there.
And the Lakers call time here. And for Rondo, it's been said before, if he ever got that outside shot, he would be unstoppable.
He really would be, Kevin, because it would make it much tougher to defend him because you have to get up on his perimeter shot. He's so crafty and good driving that you'd have to pick your poison. Nonetheless, he has improved, and I still think he has a lot of room to continue to embellish and fine-tune that jumper of his.
Chris Wilcox, he's checked in for the Celtics. Green comes in for Paul Pierce. Here's Howard, and yes, sir, that one drops. Howard's got 6 points. Celtics trail by 5. Outside Rondo puts the lead pass in front of him. Good!
They've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Stephen, that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
The Lakers with the ball. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That'll be the second of this 2-game road trip.
Some really good games going on. How about that Denver one? That's an interesting game. Yeah, no mistakes on the offensive execution there.
Terry outside. Bass with a screen for Rondo. Shot off the pin. And another basket for Boston.
No question about it, guys. He's been one of their best performers today.
Time running down now at the end of the quarter. They can go 2 for 1 if they decide to.
And I think that's what they need to do if the shot's there.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. It's Terry outside. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got 10 assists here tonight. So active. Morris inside. He's covered by Rondo. It's stolen by Green. And so they foul intentionally.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
12 seconds left to play here in the third. Here's Rondo for the lead. And that misses. That would have put him up. Tie game in Boston. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway.
39.
Lakers shooting indicative of smooth offensive play, up at 60%. They're a machine from the floor. Our fourth quarter action underway, presented by Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups. So for the Lakers right now, Darius Morris is out there with Jody Meeks. Then there's Antoine Jamison. Then there's Howard. And it's Hill in at the 4. Rondo kicks to Wilcox. Terry. Bass passes to Green. Misses from short range. Here's Meeks. And it's the devastating one-handed jam.
Call it hang time and bang time.
Unbelievable.
You got to just shake your head on that one.
And it's Rondo penetrating. Kicks to Bass. He's against Hill. 6 on the shot clock. Lots of room. Good. He hits the jump shot.
This team really dialed in from that mid-range area.
Seems like every hoop they get, Steve, is a step or two in from the three-point line. I mean, you got to take what the other team is giving you, and they're certainly doing that.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for them. At some points, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
Well, you knew that Dwight Howard had his days in Orlando numbered. That was clear. You just didn't know where he would end up. This move for this team definitely was the big story of the offseason.
And some changes here for the Celtics. Kevin Garnett, he's checked in for Wilkins. And Pierce subbed in for Jeff Green. The Lakers also changing it up. Pau Gasol has checked in for Howard. World Peace comes in for Antoine Jamison. And it's Devin Ebanks in for Jody Meeks. And let's get this update now from Doris Burke, who's across the way on the sideline.
Guys, over that last break, I listened to Doc Rivers address his team. He really wants them to try to push the tempo here, see if they can get a few easy buckets in transition, saying, listen, we're playing station to station right now. Let's try to catch them off guard, guys. Let's see if they can do exactly that, Kevin. And
thanks for that story, Doris.
Well, getting back to Howard again, I mean, anytime you have a chance to get probably the best center in the league, it's a huge deal, and I think you just go for it. You do whatever it takes to get him. So I think this is a coup. I mean, Howard's had his problems. He had the back issue last year, all the controversy as he tried to get out of Orlando. But in the end, this guy is a monster, the best defensive player in the NBA, and really right in his prime.
Boston trailing. Rondo dishes to Terry, and he misses the go-ahead basket.
Solid advantage in the rebounding totals for them so far here.
You know, in every game, but particularly in a close game, every little advantage you can use helps, and they're certainly enjoying one on the glass here.
Man, they are both lighting it up here.
Exciting basketball, Steve. I mean, it's been back and forth, each side dropping in points every chance they get.
And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession.
Lakers ball.
Some changes for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Gasol. And it's Duhan in for Darius Morris. Lakers leading by 4. Now Kobe feeds to Howard. World Peace over Bass. The dive for the ball. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. Third minute of action now gone here in the fourth. Rondo drives in to the middle. Bass can't get it to go. Lakers have gotten 4 of their 6 shots to fall so far.
He's definitely showing some real sweet dunking skills here.
Are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, what a play.
Yeah, that was spectacular.
Celtics trail by 6. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, I mean, a cold stretch offensively. They desperately need a basket.
Pau Gasol's checked in for Jordan Hill. Kobe against Terry. Over Howard. Out of bounds, the Lakers will take possession.
Lakers ball.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. Kobe against Terry. Kobe kicks to Duhan. Back to Kobe. Gasol up top. That's good. And it's Kobe with the assist. And it's an 8-point Laker lead.
He got that one, but he hasn't been producing the way we're accustomed to. He needs to look for a shot a bit more.
It's Terry outside. And it's good, coming on the assist by Rajon Rondo. Rondo's got his assist totals piling up, 11 now for him. Duhan with the ball. Takes the lead pass. Howard.
No way to stop that. I mean, there's nothing you can do when he's coming at him like that.
Well, that's right, Clark. Steve, he is a dangerous, dangerous player.
Yeah, especially when he gets to that launching pad right there in the lane. I mean, a pretty one-handed finish. That was nice.
Bass passes to Terry. Dishes it to Pierce. Over Gasol. Nails it! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5. 40 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Lakers have gone 7 of 9 from the field down the stretch here in the fourth quarter. Terrific shooting. And there's Howard. That's good on the assist from Kobe.
They've really executed well here offensively.
Well, it's going to take a major catastrophe, a colossal collapse for them to not walk away with the win.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over. They're behind by 7. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Now they're going to attack the rim, try to get a quick shot, and then foul immediately. It probably will be too little, too late.
Yeah, I agree. It's a major long shot, but we've seen stranger things happen, Steve.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock, and so they choose to intentionally foul. The Lakers have gone 8 of 10 from the field here in the fourth quarter, really getting it done. So the first one drops, and that increases their lead to 6. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 7-point game.
And that ups their lead, so if they can continue to do that, get to the line, knock down their free throws, they should be in pretty good shape.
And an intentional foul right there.
Now they're trying to extend this game, but this one's pretty much out of reach.
Yeah, at some point you've just got to concede and get ready for the next one. Stopping the clock now, I mean, is wasting everybody's time, me and yours included. We want to get out of here.
Second one is good, getting both at the line, and it's a 9-point ball game here.
That slams the door, guys. No chance they're getting back in the game after those free throws. Yeah, looks like this one's out of reach.
Yep, just a matter of the clock running out now.
Gasol with it. And here's Kobe. He dishes it to Duhan. And so the Lakers take the win. Both teams played well, but these guys... at the edge.
Yeah, I think